Hey guys, let me speak to you for just a couple minutes about the single most effective thing you can do to eliminate employee turnover and ensure organizational success. You see, according to a report by the Society for Human Resource Management, it costs employers an average of $4,129 and 42 days to fill a typical wage earner's position. These staggering costs are just a few of the expenses involved in the onboarding process. What's even more sobering is that these numbers are pre-Great Resignation figures. The data for that phenomenon has yet to be compiled. You see, as I speak with employers, I'm astounded at their resignation to the idea that this is just the new norm. You see, it seems that we've given over to the idea that people in America just don't want to work anymore. I think the true assessment, however, of what's really taken place in this country is that people are sick and tired of being abused by what I like to refer to as psychotic leadership. Well, what do I mean by that phrase? Well, you see, psychotic leadership is leadership that's lost touch with organizational reality. It pulls the employee in a lot of different directions through multiple voices who apply their leadership utilizing opposing styles. You see, people who work in these types of environments, they feel abused. Corporate communication feels nonsensical, organizational behavior seems inappropriate, and the employee just feels trapped in someone else's psychotic episode. What makes psychotic leadership so damaging is the affected organization's ability to self-diagnose the problem. You see, for years we've taught that leadership is nothing more than soft skills, and that it's not a true science that's affected by many variables. You see, I once had a leader from a respected institution tell me that leadership development trainers are a dime a dozen. He valued technological advancements and practical applications over what he deemed ethereal approaches. Sadly, that's the mindset that drives psychotic leadership. You see, devaluing the glue of leadership consistency that holds everything together is going to lead to dysfunctionality and failure in every case. Good leadership brings consistency to an organization, but good leadership is never found in one single individual. Good leadership replicates itself in everyone around it. You see, a multiplicity of leadership stylings in a single organization is like hearing voices in a psychotic mind. It's tormenting to the employee. Diagnosing this problem is difficult because we've adopted the mindset that leadership development training is a dime a dozen. You see, what we do is we flood our companies with the latest trends and books. Our leadership training initiatives look more like a river of confusion than a sea of knowledge. And our leaders only grasp what floats past them while they're standing on the bank. What our leaders glean from our training initiatives depends entirely on when they were standing by the riverbank. Some leaders adopt certain approaches, while others adopt opposing approaches. And this is even further compounded when we take into consideration that most of our leaders gained their knowledge at an entirely different riverbank than the one into which we've been dropping our information. How do we overcome psychotic leadership and the costs associated with it? Well, what I'd like to do at this time is kind of suggest 6 steps that we at the Kannenberg Group believe are essential to this process. The first is that you've got to get past the mindset that leadership training is secondary to technical and practical training. In fact, leadership training should be primary in everything you do. Secondly, you're going to need to invest in a cultural assessment analysis of your organization to determine your company's true reality. And be sure you're going to want to be sure to include floor-level employees in this assessment, as they're your best avenue to connect with your true reality. Number 3, you're going to want to perform an organizational dynamic assessment to determine the strengths and weaknesses of the interpersonal relationships in your organization. Then you're going to want to identify and clarify your organizational structure to gain an understanding of the flows of authority and accountability so you can make any corrections necessary. Fifth, identify and develop a unique leadership styling that best suits your corporate vision, your values, and your purpose statements. And last but certainly not least, number 6, you're going to want to build a leadership development program that delivers quality training, periodically following up to make sure that that training is properly applied. You're going to want to onboard new leaders by equipping them to function in the current leadership brand and offer continual recertifications to ensure the brand perpetuates without losing sight of its intentional design. If you guys need any help implementing these steps, we're here to advise. Just feel free to contact us at any time. Thanks, guys, and I hope you have a great day.